Marketplace is supported by Putnam Investments, celebrating over 70 years of service to financial advisors, their clients, and institutions worldwide. Putnam Investments, a world of investing. Produced in association with the University of Southern California.
Now that she's got the job, what is she going to do with it? How Elizabeth Warren might go about protecting consumers. A big airline merger could bring passengers some turbulence. And we'll top it all off this afternoon with something a little hot and spicy. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Constant Contact Email Marketing, providing small businesses and nonprofits with personal coaches to help them succeed. ConstantContact.com. And by Progressive Insurance, helping people shop for car insurance at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
From the Frank Stanton Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Kai Ryssdal. It is Friday today, everybody, the 17th of September. Good, as always, to have you with us. As with so many stories with a dateline of Washington, D.C., the news of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been mostly of the horse race variety. Will Elizabeth Warren get the job, or won't she? President Obama answered that question, at least for now, when he hired her today to help set up the agency. But his announcement this afternoon does raise another question. What exactly are her intentions? Marketplace's Jeremy Hobson has the story.
Elizabeth Warren has her work cut out for her. Today, President Obama laid it out.
She will help oversee all aspects of the Bureau's creation, from staff recruitment to designing policy initiatives to future decisions about the agency.
Aides to Elizabeth Warren say her top priority will be setting up an agency that eliminates the fine print, making loan agreements easier to understand. But Travis Plunkett at the Consumer Federation of America says there's a lot more than that on Warren's plate.
Abusive mortgage lending practices, for example, overdraft loans, payday and auto title loans. These are short-term, high-cost loans. Interest rates start at about 400%. And the list goes on and on.
And every industry on that list may end up looking a little different because of Warren's work.
Probably the last thing of this significance was the Glass-Steagall Act coming out of the Depression.
Christopher Bellini is a lawyer with Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher. He's talking about the act that separated commercial banking from investment banking. He says the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau could reshape a lot of companies.
You may find that organizations that previously were able to operate on a standalone basis may need to grow larger to comply with the costs, or they may sell out to other people, and you may see a consolidation in the industries.
And don't forget that Warren will have to set up an agency that can take our calls. Again, here's Travis Plunkett.
This agency is going to handle complaints that consumers have about their banks and financial services companies. It's going to have to get a complaint system up and running by the time it opens its doors next July.
Warren may get her first dose of public comments next Tuesday at an event to discuss mortgage disclosure forms. In New York, I'm Jeremy Hobson for Marketplace.
This was a head-scratcher of a day for people who make their living parsing economic trends. Consumer prices were mostly steady last month, according to the Labor Department. What's called the Consumer Price Index rose just 0.3% in August. The core rate without food and energy was flat. And over the past year, prices have risen just a bit more than 1%. That is basically nothing. Good news on the face of it for all of us as consumers. But prices that are stuck, going neither up nor down, leave a lot of economists wondering what in the heck is going on. Here's our senior business correspondent, Bob Moon.
Once upon a time, these numbers might have been seen as something out of a fairy tale. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right.
A low inflation, but inflation environment, not one of deflation, not one of accelerating inflation.
Ken Mayland is head of Clearview Economics. He says tame inflation is what policymakers typically aim for. And when I asked if he's concerned that businesses don't have the pricing power they'd like, he sounded, well, unconcerned.
That's a good thing from the standpoint of consumers. Consumers don't want to see price increases. Obviously, businesses do want to see price increases, but that's a pretty good standoff.
But at Neroff Economic Advisors, Joel Neroff says in a strong economy, today's numbers might be good news. But for now, the economy is still too cold.
We'd like to see demand pick up to